Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, PB Arcadia, and today I have some really bad news for you if you use emulators, specifically the Ryujinx emulator. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correct. We do not currently have a Switch emulator that is in development right now. They are all taken down. I'm not going to mince too many words here, we're going to dive right into the news, so let's get over to the web view and take a look in the developer's own words on what's happening to Ryujinx. Alright guys, today we have a lot of news to cover here for the Ryujinx takedown, and this comes from gbatemp.net. It's one of the longer standing modding and emulator friendly resources on the internet, and we have a breakdown by Shadow1 here about what's happening to Ryujinx. Now we have the headline here, Ryujinx emulator taken down after devs reach agreement with Nintendo. Alright, so the article says, in what could possibly be the worst way to start October for emulation enthusiasts, as of just a few minutes ago, the Ryujinx repository appears to be down, with the usual 404 message being given when trying to enter any of the related GitHub pages. Not even the main Ryujinx developer account seems to be active. Currently, there hasn't been any official reports as to why this occurred. None of the official social media accounts for the emulator have given any response, nor has any of the developers talked about why the repository is down, but we'll be sure to keep you updated whenever any new development towards this situation are known. And we have some updates, a few of them here actually. Update number 1. Given the nature of the page being down with a 404 message, it's possible that this could be related to the removal of the Ryujinx account and not a DMCA. If the repository suffered from a DMCA claim, then the DMCA notice would appear when entering the repository. However, that's not the case, and the DMCA listing from GitHub doesn't have any recent entries from Ryujinx. Now that's the first update. We have a second update. The Ryujinx Discord server has paused invites for the moment, and additionally, one of the Discord mods posted the following message. To clarify, it's not a DMCA, it's not an issue with GitHub. Please wait for further information and refrain from spreading misinfo. Thank you. And a third update. According to the statement, an official statement on the Ryujinx Discord server, developer GDK-chan was contacted by Nintendo and they were offered an agreement to stop working on the emulator project, and while the agreement wasn't confirmed yet, the organization has been entirely removed. And we have the Discord message here from one of the developers, and we will read it here. Yesterday, GDK-chan was contacted by Nintendo and offered an agreement to stop working on the project, remove the organization and all related assets he's in control of. While awaiting confirmation on whether he would take this agreement, the organization has been removed, so I think it's safe to say what the outcome is. Rather than leave you with only panic and speculation, I decided to write this short message to give some closure. These are my own words. I don't want to speak for anyone else here, so just remember that while reading. Thank you to everyone who has contributed code, documentation, or issue reports to the project. Thank you all for following us throughout the development. I was able to learn a lot of really neat things about games that I love, enjoy them with renewed qualities and unique circumstances, and I'm sure you all have experiences that are similarly special. I'm extending my own massive thanks to our moderation team, who have been here through some rough circumstances and always found ways to make light of it. Now we have a little bit below here. This marks the second only main remaining Switch emulator that Nintendo has taken down as of today, and without any proper and clear protection when it comes to emulation and preservation down the road, it's likely Nintendo will continue on its efforts to bring emulation down as a whole. So this is really ridiculous in my opinion. Nintendo has gone on a crusade against its customers who are making emulators be able to play their games that people have legally dumped on their own, using their own hardware, their own games, legally. And this is legal, by the way. You can preserve your own games. It's been the standard. It's been a precedent in court since a very long time ago that you can back up your games and play them however you want. Nintendo does not care. In fact, they just straight up really hate emulation in general, except for when it's their own emulators on NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, which is one of the most pathetic emulators I've ever seen that ever has come out ever. I mean, these are terrible emulators. Whenever Ocarina of Time came out for NSO, it was in such a bad state. And I don't know if it's gotten any better because I don't play NSO at all. I use RetroArch and its various cores. But it's ridiculous that Nintendo is this litigious when it comes to this, because they're forcing you to buy their crap hardware from 2017 that they have not updated, and they have not given any announcement on any new hardware at all. They're forcing you to play their games at a 900p resolution at 30 frames per second in 2024. Now, of course, the technical savvy are going to go out there and reverse engineer the system, make their own emulator, and make Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, just about any Switch game you could think of. They can make that game run 10 times better than what it does on the Nintendo Switch. And, like, who blames them? I honestly don't blame them at all. I mean, whenever you have a great game series, such as, like, Zelda or anything, any beloved franchise here, you want to play it in the best state possible. So, yeah, it's no wonder that people turn to emulation when they are so used to playing on consoles that play in 60 frames a second, and even then, like, that's for a different story. Or like, a computer, the Steam Deck, or an ROG Ally, where these handhelds will run games at 120 hertz on the display, and we're stuck using the Switch hardware that runs like absolute garbage. Now, I wouldn't be too upset here. I mean, I would be upset, but hear me out. There's going to be another Switch emulator very soon. Every time Nintendo does this, anytime any company does this, there is backlash. People take open source code and make their own emulator. It's not going away. Nintendo is never, ever going to take down emulation. I promise you that. It's only going to be a matter of time. We're going to see another fork of Ryujinx. We're going to see another fork of Yuzu. There's going to be a Switch emulator whether Nintendo likes it or not. So, with that being said, guys, this sucks. They're stalling us in emulation efforts. But like I said, it's not going to stop. This train's going to keep rolling into the sun, okay? So, yeah, Nintendo, thanks for being, like, one of the worst companies out there. Good job, Nintendo. Thank you. Thank you for making us play on your old, ancient hardware that was already ancient for the time. It's like you're playing on a 2014 Android tablet if you're playing the Switch. That's just how bad it is these days. And they're not even announcing the Switch 2 at all. There's rumors, but yeah, we're not getting anything official here. And it's really just sad in general. So my shout out goes to the Ryujinx development team. You guys are awesome. And to the future developers of any other Switch emulators, go at it, man. We want to see another one. It's going to be fine. We'll recover from this like we always do. Citra's back. Lime 3DS is out. It's only going to take a few months before we get this back on its feet here. So, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, and I will see you next time.